The surface area of the Earth is 510 million square kilometers, and there are many interesting places on it. It seems to most of us that we can go almost anywhere and visit anywhere on our planet. However, there are places in the world that are forbidden and strictly guarded. Even if you manage to visit some of these places, it may cost you your life. But as you know, prohibitions only fuel interest and desire to find out what they are trying to hide from us. So, we have prepared for you a list of the most forbidden and inaccessible places on our planet. Friends, before we start, please subscribe to the channel and like it. Lascaux Cave. On September 12, 1940, 4 children from the village of Montignac in southwestern France were walking their dog along the slopes of a nearby hill. Noticing a foxhole, they began to dig it out and found the entrance to the cave under the trees. It was the Lascaux Cave. What makes this cave so interesting and incredible? The fact is that this cave turned out to be prehistoric, and it was filled with more than 600 rock carvings that are more than 20,000 years old. In addition, according to the researchers, there are more than 1,500 engravings, as well as a number of other unique figures and drawings scattered throughout the cave. Some of the paintings depict animals, such as horses 3 meters tall. Other drawings depict animals and places that disappeared more than 20,000 years ago. For some time, this place was allowed to tourists to visit, but later the entrance was closed, as the substances contained in the skin of visitors began to spoil paintings and engravings, as well as the climate and air composition changed, which had a bad effect on the condition of the cave walls. After the closure of this place, it took 10 years to restore the drawings to their original brightness. Povglaya. There are many theories about the history of this place. One of the most proven and widespread is that the island was home to a large number of people affected by the plague at the end of the 18th century. According to researchers, most of the soil on this island consists of human remains. It is also known that Napoleon used this island to hide many of his weapons here, believing this island to be so small that no one would even think of looking into this place. A psychiatric hospital was opened on this island in 1922, but it was closed just 40 years later. Then a couple wanted to buy the island of Povglaya for next to nothing and build their house there, but they could not spend even a day on the island. Without explaining the reason, they left and never returned to this terrible island. Eyewitnesses claim that this place is simply teeming with ghosts. Today, no one lives on the island. It is guarded by a sea patrol so that no one can penetrate it. The Vatican Secret Archives. This is where the most important information about human history is kept. Many of the items here relate to biblical history, but there are many other historical items in the archives that are hidden from the public view. This keeps the historical items safe, ensuring that they will last for years to come. Only a small group of people in the world are allowed to request to view some of these items. Even for high-ranking people, a whole package of documents had to be prepared in order to gain access to this vault. This kind of mystery has caused a lot of controversy in the society. For centuries, people have been trying to find out why the archives are so heavily guarded and what really lies behind these majestic walls. Fort Knox. This place is considered one of the most protected on Earth. This building was built in 1936. This highly secret bunker is surrounded by steel fences and numerous alarms, has an incredibly thick roof that even bombs cannot penetrate, and is guided by military helicopters and fighter jets. This is where the US government stores a huge supply of its gold and other precious metals. Thousands, perhaps even millions of tons of valuable items are placed behind the walls of this building. This location is under strict containment and can only be accessed by authorized persons. The US government is firmly confident that no enemy forces will ever be able to penetrate this storage facility. Surtsey Island. Surtsey Island is considered one of the youngest islands in world history. It was only formed in 1965. This place is considered to be completely off-limits to everyone except geologists. There is nothing particularly dangerous on the island, but the island has remained completely untouched by humans for most of its existence. This means that the plants and animals that live there are some of the few examples we have of what the Earth would like if human pollution had no effect on them. For scientists, the formation of this island is a very valuable event, because by exploring it, it is possible to learn anew how life on Earth began. Bohemian Grove. This place has been surrounded in mystery ever since it was discovered by the outside world. No one knows exactly what goes on inside this secret club, but it is believed that many members of the government, as well as many famous Hollywood actors and other influential personalities, come here to talk, to share ideas about the state of the world. Political parties do not play any role here. This club is considered a neutral platform for elites from all walks of life to meet and share their thoughts and ideas. However, there have been many rumors and video evidence claiming that Bohemian Grove could also be the home of a cult that may commit terrible atrocities, perhaps even performing human sacrifices. Woomera Proving Ground. The Woomera test site is the largest on Earth. Its area is about 122,000 square kilometers, which is more than the whole of Portugal. Little is known exactly what is happening at this test site, but it is known for sure that it is used by Australia and its numerous allies to test new types of weapon systems before allowing them into the military arsenal. Bombs, rockets, and other extremely dangerous weapons are constantly being dropped here. The test site is strictly guarded, and only authorized personnel are allowed to enter it. Visitors are not allowed to enter the landfill under any circumstances. Snake Island. This island is known for being teeming with the most venomous species of snakes, and there are millions of them here. They live in incredible numbers on the ground, hanging in clusters from trees, crawling near the water. The forest seems to hiss with thousands of dangerous snake voices. This land is a real snake kingdom and the largest natural serpentarium in the world. The population density is 5 snakes per 1 square meter. For a future meal, snakes prefer to catch gawking migratory birds that fall into their mouths without having time to understand the danger this island poses. Friends, write in the comments, are you afraid of snakes or are you indifferent to them? North Sentinel Island. In the Bay of Bengal, located in the Indian Ocean, there is a secluded island called North Sentinel Island. Most of the island is covered with dense tropical forests and is flanked by picturesque white sand beaches with clear water. But as they say, you can't judge a book by its cover. Behind this picture of paradise lies a grim reality. Sentinel Island is one of the most dangerous islands in the world, but it's not its flora and fauna that's dangerous. The threat is posed by the local tribe, who are hostile to anyone who tries to approach the island. For tens of thousands of years, they have lived on their island in complete isolation and simply kill anyone who dares to invade their territory. These people have no contact with anyone, as they have rejected any connection to civilization. Anyone who tried to land on the island was attacked. Those who tried to approach the island by boat were met with a barrage of arrows from bows. Scientists who have studied the tribe have concluded that their way of life has remained unchanged since their formation and corresponds to the Neolithic period, which existed over 12,000 years ago. Friends, which of these places impressed you the most? Share your opinion in the comments. If you liked this video, please like and share it with your friends.